In this video, we are discussing reduce site join pattern example. So we will be going for the implementation of this pattern so that you can understand that how to write the respective code, how to run it and how to get the output. So reduce site join pattern example. So this program takes posts.xml and postlinks.xml. So two XML files will be taken and then it will go for joining of the records. And we have to select the join type while executing the task. So the join types are left outer, it can be the right outer, inner, full outer, anti and so on. So let us go for one practical demonstration to show you that how these operations can be implemented using Java. In this example, we are implementing one join pattern and that is a reduce site join pattern example. Here we are going to have two XML file. One is the posts.xml and another one is our postlinks.xml. This post.xml is residing under input/post. So you can find that we are right now under the input folder and there is a input/post. Posts.xml is there. We shall show the content later on. So now let me come back and then we'll be going for input/postlinks. Input/postlinks. So under that folder we'll be having postlinks.xml. So this is our postlinks.xml. Now let me show you the content. So at first we are showing the content of posts.xml. We are having everything under the posts tag. Under that we are having row tags. Each and every row has got multiple attributes. The attribute like your ID, post type ID, accepted answer ID. We'll be having creation date, score. We shall have the view count, body, owner user ID, last edited user ID, last edit date, last activity date. We shall go for title, tags, answer count, comment count, favorite count and community owned date. So these are the multiple attributes are residing under the row tags. This is our next one, there is a postlinks.xml. Under the postlinks tag we are having the rows with the attributes ID, creation date, post ID, related post ID and link type ID. See here the attribute is post ID and the previous one it was the attribute was ID in case of posts.xml. We're having the Java file, only one Java file, that is our red site join mr task is the name of the class, and this class is having two mappers. We are having two mappers. So the first mapper you can easily see, that is a left post link mapper, and this is a left post mapper and other one is a right post link mapper. So two mappers are there. This is a right post link mapper. So two mapper classes we have written. So for the left post mapper which extends mapper, we are having two member variables. One is the there is a output key and output value, both of text types. We have overwritten the map function. We are having the XML parts which is the hash map key. There is a hash map object which has been initialized with the XML to map method. This method will actually take one XML file as input and it produces the hash map key as output, hash map object as output. So that is the purpose of XML to map. See the content here. Now let me go for the XML parts. So XML parts, the object has been created, map object. Now we will be having our string post ID. So a post ID will be initialized from XML parts.get ID. Against the ID the value will be kept, respective ID will be kept here. If the post ID is null, then you shall not go for the next. Otherwise the output key will be set with the post ID. Now see how we are keeping the value on the output value. So here in case of after setting this output key with the post ID, we are going to do the update, keeping the value on the output value. So here value will be converted to the string and one character capital P will be prepended. So it will separate posts by adding P at the beginning. So this particular character will be prepended with the value, converted it to the string, and then it will be written back onto the context, that is output key and output value. So temporarily that will be written onto the context. Everything has been kept within the try catch block, and you see here we will be writing the output key and the corresponding value there. Now let me come to this write post link mapper. So it is also extending mapper. Here also we are defining two text objects. One is the output key and another one is the output value. So two text objects. We're overriding the map method. Here XML parts again is the hash map object. So it is being instantiated with this XML to map method, calling it. So post ID is equal to XML parts dot get post ID. So now this against this post ID, look at here. Here in this case, here in case of post links, it is a post ID. See, in case of post links, the attribute name is post ID, but in case of posts, the attribute name is ID. So you are supposed to remember this one. So in post links, it is post ID. In case of posts.xml, it is actually ID. So they are actually corresponding. So here you are taking not the ID but the post ID. If the post ID is null, then you are returning. Otherwise, the output key will be set with the post ID. And here you see for the output value, after keeping this output key with the post ID, see in case of output value, we are converting this value to the string and prepending one capital L at the before of this, and then that will be setting, that will be put onto this output value. So context.write output key output value. So in the current context it will be written there. In the current context it will be written. So now we shall discuss the reducer. So join reducer is the name of the class which is extending the reducer. Here we are having two array lists. One is the posts, another one is the post links. Two array lists we have taken and they will be containing texts. Here we are going to have the string join type is equal to null. So initially the join type has been kept as null, and now we shall override the setup method. We shall override the setup method. So in case of setup method, we shall be writing join type is equal to context.get configuration and .get join dot type. You can have this one, that is the join dot type. So here we are having again I'm showing that these are posts and post links. Both of them are the array lists. There is a string join type. Initially it will be initialized with null. I'm just repeating once again. So now this is a setup method. We are overriding the setup method, and this join type will be initialized with this join dot type. What is a join dot type? That will be discussed later. We'll be having actually multiple different types of joins are there. We'll be having the left outer join, right outer join, inner join, and anti join. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 types of joins are there. We'll be discussing that one later. So now let me come to the reduce method. We have overwritten. We have cleared all these array lists. We have cleared them. Then for each and every value in values, you know the value is nothing but one iterable object, and we are checking whether the value is having the character at 0 is p or not. So character at 0 p means it is a post. It is a post here. So character at 0 p. So if it is p, then post dot add. Otherwise, if the post dot add, that is a value will be written there. And then in case of post dot link, we are checking whether character at 0 is L or not. So join tables context. So there is a join table. So this is a very important table. We'll be having 4 different types of joins. You know that in case of inner join, we are supposed to take only those records where both the IDs are same. So that means we are taking the inner join here, going for equals ignore case. So if the post is not null, is empty, not of that is a not posts is empty, and we are having this and not post links is empty. So in that case, if both are present, then only we'll be going for the inner joining. We'll be going for the inner joining. You can find that inner join means when both IDs are present and matching, then only the records will be, the rows will be joined. So that is the logic of the inner join. So we are executing 2 nested for loops, and we are just writing onto the, that is a key value. We'll be writing this one, that is the post and post link. Now let me come to this left outer join. In case of left outer join, there is a body. In case of left outer join, what will happen? We shall take all the rows from posts, but if there is a correspondence ID in the post links, then only that post links record will be, the row will be joined. So here also we'll be writing the context dot write, that is the post comma post links, and otherwise will be going for context.write post new text blank, because the post link is not present against that post ID. So same thing will be happening, but in case of right outer join, we'll be taking all the rows from the post links, and those rows will be taken from the posts which will having the proper ID matching. Otherwise we'll be taking all the records from the post link if there is no match. So that has been depicted in this logic, and that is the right outer join. That has been depicted in this logic, that is the right outer join. So in that case, there will be no record from the post, but the post link will be there if the IDs are not matching. So let me go for the full outer join. In case of full outer join, we are just checking this one. In case of full outer join, what will happen? All the records will be coming from left and also from right. If there is a matching, then the matching records will be coming. But if the IDs are not matching, then the record will be coming keeping the either the right end null or the left end null. So accordingly, it will be doing that one. So here you can find that we have written this one in the nested for loops and the logical statements. I'm just showing you that how this full outer join will be taken. So if the post links is empty, then you are taking this one from the B and writing that one post and B. Otherwise, we are writing this on the context, we are writing post and new text null there. Otherwise, we are writing the B and keeping the new text null and B. So in this way, you can find that we are writing onto the context.write. So that is my full outer join. Now we shall go for the anti-join. In case of anti-join, only those records will be existing which are not common. So that is the anti-join here. So if the join type is anti, then we are checking if the post is empty. XOR post links is empty. So XOR means what? You know that 0 0 means 0, 1 1 means 0, but 0 1 and 1 0 will produce 1 in case of XOR. So either one. If the links IDs are not matching, either this side not that side, or right hand side not on the left hand side, then only those respective posts will be joined here. So that is my anti-join. That means those records which are not available in both the respective tables. So otherwise we shall throw one runtime exception. In case after that we are having the else part, we shall throw the runtime exception if the corresponding joins are not working. You can find that I'm just marking this one to show you that how the things are working. So we are writing the post and the new text will be null. If the for other one we will be writing the that is a null at first, and then we'll be writing the post link. So in this way the anti-join will be taking. So after considering all these join operations, we shall come to this else part. This is the respective anti-join body. We'll be coming to the else part, and here we will be having throw new runtime exception. So if the join types is not set to inner, left outer, right outer, full outer, or anti, then obviously we will be throwing one exception here. So this is a runtime exception we'll be throwing with this proper message. So we'll, the next function is about XML to map. So XML to map, we have discussed this one earlier. XML to map, which will take the XML file as input and produces the hash map object as output. So there is a XML to map here. I'm just marking this one. Okay, now let us discuss the main function. So in the main function we require 4 arguments, command line arguments to be passed. So what are the 4 arguments? That is, the first one is the class name, then the post input directory, there is a folder, post link input folder, then we shall go for this post, and then we'll be going for the output folder, and then we are having either we'll be writing inner or left outer or right outer or full outer or anti. So this any one of them will be written, so that I'm giving the guidance to the user. If user is not providing 4 command line arguments, so this message will be coming, because args.length is not equal to 4, then it will be coming. So join type is available at the last, that is at args3, that is the 4th argument. So that's why join type will be initialized with this args3. So now we are writing this one, that if not join type dot equals ignore case inner, or join type dot equals ignore case left outer, or join type dot equals ignore case right outer, similarly for full outer and all. so or anti, then we'll be producing one system error. We shall tell that join type is not set to inner, left outer, right outer, full outer or anti system dot exit 2. We'll be creating one job instance. The name of the job is join posts and post links on post ID. So this is a job we have created. The job will get the configuration. We'll be setting the configuration with the join dot type, and that will be initialized with the join type. That join type we have got from the argument number 3. So you can see that here we have written this join type. Yes, here we have written in the setup at the line number 78 we have written this join dot type. Okay, so now we will be setting the jar file class. That is the jar file we will be creating. So jar file class will be set. Then we shall go for multiple inputs. Add input path will be taken, that one from arg0, and text input format will be class. Left post for mapper will be the dot class will be the respective classes mentioned, and then absolute input path will be taken, that one from this args1. There is a text input format dot class and left post mapper dot class. We are mentioning the respective mapper classes here. So similarly, you have done the same, but for args0 and args1. So two input paths will be having, so multiple inputs. Now we shall go for the, here to see the respective classes I have mentioned. Now we shall go for the respective reducer. So the reducer class name, we know that we have given this, that is the join reducer dot class. So set reducer class, this one. There is a set a join reducer dot class. We shall go for, there is a set output path, there is a job, and new path args2. So there is a args2 will be having the respective the output path will be mentioning in the argument number 3, that is a args2. We'll be going for set output key class. You can find that. We'll be going for the set output key class and set output value class. Both of them will be text, and the completion will be successful if it returns 0, otherwise 3 means it is unsuccessful. So in this way I've written the main function. Now it is a high time to make the respective jar file. You know how to create the jar file. Going to the package, right button click, export jar, give the jar file path and the jar file name, and you'll be creating the jar files. Well, already we have created the jar file, so we are skipping that step. So let me come to the command. What command will be required to execute this particular program? Will be going for Hadoop jar, then the jar file path and the jar file name. Then we'll be going for the package, then the class name, then we'll be going for the /input/post. There is the first input path, input folder. Next one is the /input/post links. So that is our second input folder, and then /output, that is the output folder, and here the join type is left outer. Here the join type is left outer. So let me execute my command here. So you know that left outer means all the rows will be coming from posts. All the rows will be coming from posts.xml, and where the IDs will be matching. In case of posts, the attribute is here. You can see that the name node is actually in the SAP mode. So let me make it come out from the SAP mode. So let me issue the command so that it will come out from the SAP mode. Leave. Okay, now see, so all the links will be, all the rows will be coming from the posts.xml, and only whenever there is a match in the post links.xml, then only they will be joined actually. So that is a left outer join. So we'll be getting all the post rows, but we'll be getting those post links where the post ID is matching with the post links post ID. So that is the concept of left outer. So let me show you that. I'll be showing the output also. So let me print the output, that is a part file, content of the part file. So we'll be going for SDFS. So let me write the command for this part. We'll be going for SDFS dfs -cat /output /part star. So here is the output. It is about to come. See the output here. We have discussed each and every step into details. We have discussed the XML file formats. We have discussed the Java files, how to make the jar file, how to execute your code, what is the command, how to see the outputs. Everything we have shown you step by step. So I think you are comfortable with this topic now. So here you see, just consider any row. You can find that all the rows will be coming from posts where the IDs will be there, and against that post, if there is any kind of links in the post links.xml, and if the post ID is matching there, then the respective part will be coming. So you can go through this content. You can find that things are working well. So let me delete the output folder. See the content here. I'm just skipping. So here we are having the multiple rows are there. For each row, if the post link is having the respective post ID is matching with the post's ID, then only the rows will be merged. Otherwise, all the post.xml rows will be there. So let me go for this deletion of this folder. It is optional actually. So I think you have enjoyed this video. Output, yes. Thanks for watching.